What's going down, fellow fitness enthusiasts? Adam from Beyond Educated coming at you with another video. Do me a favour, guys, if you've not done already, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like for the time, effort and energy that I put into creating it. As I mentioned in previous videos, hit that 1 million view milestone recently, and if that doesn't deserve a thumbs up, I do not know what does. So let me get into the video. First of all, I'm going to say sometimes these videos get a little bit of stick for dragging things out. So if you want to just see the results of the video in terms of how I looked from before and after, then click on this time. However, I'm going to talk around what you can achieve realistically within a 28-day time period. Couple of caveats here. I have been training on and off, more on for a number of years. My actual position and body composition at the time of the before picture was taken prior to a serious illness, so that would have impacted on my physique and shape, and I actually trained every single day for 28 days, which I'll go into in a little bit more detail in a minute, and that was the end result. I then continued on the cut, which I'll share with you, for another 30 days and trained, I think it was something like 50 sessions out of 60. So, you're going to have to take into account with this how much experience you have, how overweight you are, or how thin you may be, if potentially you're looking to bulk up. But the point of it all is that what can you actually achieve within a 28-day period? And I think if you actually put your mind to it, you sort your diet out and you train hard, you will be amazed at what you can achieve. And I'm going to put up some Instagram type pictures, and I'm going to put up some sort of pretty raw footage so you can see. Now there's obviously a big difference between those raw images and the ones that are kind of filtered that look good for Instagram or whatever kind of social media platforms that you use. So let me take you through the process. I filmed a complete rotation and video of my full body before and then 28 days later, and I will come to that and probably do a voiceover for that bit. But what did I do within that 28 days to achieve the results that I got? Well, to put it simply, I completely overhauled my diet. So I followed a complete macro-based diet split on a calorific deficit of 500 calories a day for 28 days. Okay, so that was the first thing. In addition to that, I designed a hybrid strength and conditioning and a hypertrophy style training program. Was probably doing heavy weights or some form of weight or resistance training 5 days a week, and on the days that I wasn't doing that, I was doing cardio, and some of the days towards the end of it that I was actually still doing resistance training, I was still doing cardio. So I have a spin bike, if you like, in the garage at home, and I was jumping on that bike and just doing 30 minutes cardio, and then at the end of the sort of 60 days it built up to 45 minutes. So I think it'd be really interesting now to kind of jump into the results and sort of talk you through the main changes and what you can see the effect, and then also go over what can you expect on your transformation. Okay guys, we are ready to go. So just as I kind of get set up here, I've done a side by side. So on the left of the screen with the white t-shirt on, which I'm about to take off, you will see that I is my before, and on the right is after. So first things really are to note here, if I just pause that, is in and around here, obviously my body looks kind of longer because I've got less fat. Now the transformation isn't, I wouldn't say absolutely amazing there, but I think it is significant. Lots of fat loss from here, all this kind of soft tissue in and around here, very little shape on the pecs. Now, I'm not shaven, obviously, because I was kind of like not ill. No real change in the arms, and that largely came down to the fact that I don't really train my arms as much as I am doing now. So quite interesting, really. When you look at the kind of comparison, you turn onto the side again. I think this is quite a big difference in my opinion. I don't know why my body looks so much longer. Might just be the genes or something like that, but you can see the chest certainly more developed, arms a little bit fuller, and slightly a bit more definition in the shoulders, but not that much actually. And then yeah, stomach's a little bit flatter, a little bit more toned, which is good. And then if you carry on back, like slightly more shape at the top, really, but you can see certainly around the bottom I've lost a bit of fat, and all this kind of, I suppose it looks like kind of cellulite, like fat, back fat there. It's gone, not gone entirely. I actually look a little bit wider, strangely, on the left picture, but yeah, I think, you know, overall pretty decent improvement. And then just turning round fully to the right, you can see that I think, yeah, if you just go back to that pose temporarily, you can see that I'm just overall a little bit leaner, like slightly bit more definition. So you can actually see there's definitely some, and I've tried to keep this as neutral as possible for the purposes of this video. There is actually some, you know, much better definition in the arms. I'm still looking at this now, can't understand why my body looks so much longer, but it must be just the aspect of, you know, no hair and fat and stuff like that. So you know, when you look at those two pictures, I think that's quite significant. Certainly lost, you know, some belly fat, not massive amounts, but you got to remember that this is a 28-day transformation. It's not you know, a full year or even 12 weeks or something like that. But I think overall, you know, pretty decent results. I'll show you some of the pictures now, and there's me just grabbing like some of that fat, which I did have on the other picture, but not entirely a massive amount. So I think you'll find that that's quite interesting, and I believe, you know, that's quite a significant, it's quite interesting, and that is a significant change, I think, over 28 days. You know, that is quite a long, intense period of time to train for. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it. It was just a bit of a kind of challenge that I set myself. You do really want to have rest days, and the other thing that wasn't great for me was sleep, which would have improved my overall results, I think, as well, and certainly performance in the gym. So what results can you expect from training like that? Let's take two extremes here. Let's look at someone that's seriously overweight, like considerably, you know, a lot of body fat, maybe high 20s, something like that. And then let's take someone who's you know, just got a body composition that they want to readdress. So what you'll probably find is, first of all, regardless, the first few days, as you tidy up your diet and if you stay consistent with your water, you'll find that your body will adjust to a homeostatic level. So what that means is ultimately your body is always trying to achieve a state of balance, and if your salt levels and your water levels and everything else balances out, because you're not having high amounts of you know, sugary carbs, and you're not eating loads of crap, you'll probably lose a lot of water weight. So you'll lose water weight, particularly if you're drinking more, it'll sort of start to flush out a lot of water, and that'll probably drop your weight, particularly if you're a lot bigger in size within the first few days, and then you'll probably stabilise out. And then really what you want to be looking to do is be dropping anywhere between 1 to 2 pounds maximum a week, and you can probably achieve that with a 500 to 600 calorie deficit. Now you will be hungry in part, so it's really important that you eat voluminous foods, big salads. You know, I use protein shakes to make sure that my protein is at the level that I need it to be. So I would say ideally 1 gram per pound of body weight, or at least 0.8. is generally the benchmark that I use, and then making sure that your fats and your carbohydrates have a reasonable split, 25% fats for your calories out of the day, and then the balance on carbohydrates. Now, the fat and the carbohydrate aren't necessarily that important if you're not competing, you're not doing bits and pieces, but I've just gotten used to the mentality of achieving results through making sure that my split is what it needs to be for my macros, and that does make a big difference for body composition, particularly if you deposit fat in certain areas. What you'll find is that, or certainly I find that, if I get my macro split right, all my fat around my abdomen and my back seems to go. And then you've got someone who just needs to address their body composition, and I think they're the people, similar to kind of me, that would probably see the most results within that 28-day period of time, because you're toning up but you've not got as much fat. That toning and that appearance of the muscle gives you the perception that you're more toned, you're more lean, even though you might not have lost as much fat as someone, say, who's overweight. And that's where the sort of difference lies. So interesting regardless. I'd love to know your thoughts, comments down below on your transformations. Link your transformation videos, I'll go have a look at them. I hope you found this useful, and remember, as ever, stay educated.